Good day. My name is Erwin Sangalang. I'm a student of IE254 Value Analysis and Value Engineering. I'm here to present about the full turnkey solution or subcontracting as a system of adding value to business model of an outsourced manufacturing and service company. This is actually my paper and my experience in my previous work when I was in supply chain and also as a process engineering manager for cutting service in here in New Zealand. So, what is outsourcing and subcontract? So, outsourcing is also known as subcontracting, provides manufacturing services. Not all products can be created organically inside the factory, but can be more practical to produce somewhere else. So, what does it mean that? So, it means that um, in terms of probably in terms of capital and in terms of lack of resources, you may opt to do a outsourcing or subcontracting. So you may still run your business or organization with the use of subcontractors. Okay. Example in the manufacturing IC, which are manufacturing of integrated circuits, which I'm going to discuss later. This is a classic example that we want to improve the package because it can provide a better costing in manufacturing, but we don't want to because we don't have the capital expenditures or capex available. So what we did is that we search for subcontractor and look for someone who can do the service or support us. Okay. Subcontractors more often has established capability and technology and that are readily available for customers to utilize. So that's the reason why we subcontracted integrated circuits to uh, outsourcing companies. No? So there are a lot. No? To name the few, we got ASE in the integrated circuits. We have ASE, we got um, Amper Technology, Carsem, uh, HANA, UTAC Thailand. Those are the uh, to name the few. Okay, full turnkey, a complete service. What is a full turnkey? It is a complete service manufacturing from end to end process of the product. Okay, so you can see here from my image here, there's an idea from customer and what will be the solution. So it will be connected by the outsource management. So that's why it's called full turnkey. Okay, the customers pay for the service that this organization does not or not existing in most cases the manufacturing facilities, and we call it actually a total solution. For example, you want to um, sell something to from your business, so you don't have the facilities or capability. So what you do is that you look for a subcontractor who has a total solution. We just have to collect it from your doorsteps. It's already a complete package, so it's ready to sell. So that's a total solution. Okay, or you just have to receive in your warehouse, and it will be just dispatched from your warehouse, no? From your outsourcing or from subcontractor, receive it in your warehouse, and then dispatch from your warehouse to your customer. Value engineering and services. This is it's an improvement of your product through process or through technology without the without the compromise of the quality. No? So overall, it's about cost. Okay, so example, you want to take out one process steps from your um, from your manufacturing because you find it redundant or you find it that these process steps can be adapted with the current steps that you have. So what you need to do is that you opt to take it out from your manufacturing systems or manufacturing process. Okay, that is value engineering or improve the product design, which will create a less cost in your production. So the objective of this paper is to prove that full turnkey is an ideal model for outsourcing. Identify the benefits of the full turnkey, usage of product lifecycle in the outsourcing activity. So, sorry, so in this exercise or in this presentation, I'll be using the product lifecycle, or we call it in the semiconductor industry as an advanced package quality program. So that is a process steps that you analyze if the program or project is going to be viable for high volume manufacturing or not. And I will be showcasing at least two business models, which is the IC manufacturing and cutting service in the aluminum industry. Okay. So the method, as I mentioned, is that we'll be using the product life cycle, or AKA at APQP in semiconductors. So in phase one, we are going to analyze the cost and value importance. Phase two is the risk assessment and functionality of the product once we apply the value or the value engineering. So normally it has at least five phases. You got the design stage, feasibility study, and product characterization. Okay. The other process steps, probably we can discuss this when there's a paper that arises in my research. But for now, I'm doing a design and feasibility studies and product characterization. So these are the phase one and phase two. So here's the phase one in the outsourcing of the integrated circuit. So what's the product requirement? So the product requirement is full turnkey, and there are two products sample. Actually, these are the product vehicle, which covers a lot of product diversity. No? So meaning there are a lot of different models under this product technology. So it has a 42 million per year, and the other one has a 6 million per year. Cost of outsourcing. Okay, so the base in-house price, example for this product, is $76 per K unit, while in the other subcon, which is 41.3, and subcon number two is 23. Okay. So in terms of strategic importance, so we have listed the importance or the strategic value that we are looking for. So these are the full turnkey solution, supply chain disruption prevention, supplier partnership, cost competitiveness, capex prevention, process improvement capability, and material capability. So there's a total score on each manufacturing site. So in-house got the lowest score because in these three major items, which are item 3, 4, 5, 6, which are supplier partnership, cost competitiveness, and capex prevention. And for UTAC, the subcon number 1 and subcon number 2, they got the highest score, which doesn't have a significant differences. Okay, but if you're going to look on the relationship, sometimes it does have a difference. Now, phase two, this is the risk assessment from all the 7 strategic value and importance. So you got a full turnkey. So let's give an example. Example for the supply chain, for the full turnkey solution. So this will be an alternate supplier if we have subcon number 1 and number 2. The consequences will be the in-house computation. So for flexibility of, so for the main reason why we are asking for subcontracting is for flexibility of the supply chain. So we don't want the in-house to be the sole supplier of our product to our customer, because later on there will be a disruption. Okay. So that is the reason why we are looking for full turnkey solution, supply chain disruption. So if we're going to apply or going to qualify the two subcons, we got an alternate supplier, and there will be continuity in production. Okay. There's another thing I'm going to emphasize, which is that we emphasize is the capex prevention. So in an existing manufacturing facilities, which are evident for subcon number 2 and subcon number 1. Okay, and the consequences for that one is that yes, you have to engage, but you have to have a contract of volume. Example, if the volume, you will have to offer the excess volume probably in your in-house, and if that is acceptable to customers, to your outsource partners, we can engage. We can start the engagement. So in-house definitely got no budget for capex, and so that's why we are looking for an outsource. So those are the key strategic value importance that we are looking at. And also, I want to emphasize as well the material compatible capability. So we may have a new material with the outsource, but that one can be mitigated through qualification and reliability testing that can be applied during qualification stage. So what makes it so what makes the outsource management uh, costs be more competitive? Uh, it's on the package platform. Okay, you can see here you got two materials interface for the in-house. So if you have a two material interface, that is already, if you're a package development engineer, um, in your mind, there's already a two process steps. So, but in the one we are offering in the outsource, you got only one material. Okay, so it means that one process step. So one process step less in your process, that will be a savings. Okay, so as simple as that. To demonstrate further the flow of the process steps, so you got in detail, you got five process steps that's going to be taken out based on outsourcing. So it's it's a clear process flow that this can give you a process improvement in terms of, at the same time, it will be cost prevention. So one process steps minimum, you have at least 100,000 US dollars because of the equipment that you need, plus the manpower that you're going to assign to handle that, and plus those development. So that would be that is because um, there's a lot of cost involved when you apply a new process step. So taking it out will be a value engineering. Now in the metal sheet cutting service, okay, so I'm just going to show to you a simple process flow. How does a metal sheet, the journey of the metal sheet to our customer? Okay, so you have here three companies that you are currently doing if you don't have a service in your company of cutting. So what I'm doing here is that demonstrating the service of cutting into the logistics company, which is in this particular example, it's the Inex Metals. So let me run through. So from Inex Metals, it is a metal supplier. So they are also contracting a shipping company to send their metal material to the cutting or fabrication company, which is Spectrum and Altus. So after cutting, you will have to ship it to customers. So again, metal supplier, customer will buy from this company, and they will ship it. Definitely, the customer will shoulder the shipping, and it will be shipped to the cutting and fabrication, and then shipped to customers. Okay. So by the way, what are the business that we are looking at? So in the metal industries, in particular with this, is that you have a fabricator company that supply to architectures, constructions, to boat manufacturers. Okay, so this is what the business model or the business flow looks like. Okay, so they will buy from Inex Metals. That Inex Metals will ship it to fabricator, and then from fabricator they ship it to customer to assemble it to their factory. So now what's the proposal of the turnkey service? Okay. Um, from Inex Metals, they'll be the one doing the or processing the cutting and fabrication, and then ship it to customer. So you see here that we have taken out one process step, which is the shipping, and probably we can also have a better pricing, because you're doing it in-house. Okay, so this is what the full turnkey is, more on handling the projects, and handling the material. So that's the concept. So what what does the cost looks like? Okay, here's the thing. So you have product services, which is buying the materials from the company, shipping to fab house, cutting it, okay, shipping back to the customer. So this is the basic prices, okay. So buying from Inex Metals, shipping it, and this one depends on the volume or the weight of your product. So this is just a minimum. So let's say you got $300 per 150 kg, and excess of 150 kg, you're being charged at least $50 per kilo, or per 10 kg. That will be huge if you're going to buy a ton of components, no, a ton of metal sheets, and then it will be cut. So you can see here that we already had a study before that we can make it lower because we are in-house and we know what the strategy of attracting the customer. So we can make it still lower if we have this information. So that's advantage. And then shipping to customers. So if you're going to take it out this and you're going to take out this, and you'll be the one doing the linear cutting, it can be more attractive to customer, and you can offer a lower lower value of their service. So overall, it will be less cost to the customer. Okay. What's the cost of service? So shorter manufacturing, that's one of the strategic. Shorter manufacturing fabrication cycle time. So from material ordering to fabrication process. Lower costs because you have eliminated the one shipping steps. Easiness of management of the processing because one supplier take all the approach. Supplier supplier partnership, that's another thing. You have a full turnkey. So meaning all of this, what we're talking about is full turnkey. So that's why a full turnkey is a ideal process model to offer to your customer because you can have a better advantage in offering the or making their product uh, less cost. So risk assessment, no? So it's just this is more academically. No? So shorter manufacturing fabrication cycle time. So supplier fabrication is in one company, lower cost, shipping directly to customer once ordered because so you only have taking it out from the material is just taken out from your warehouse and then from warehouse directly to your fabrication. So one process steps. So you have supplier partnership. So ease of doing business. That's the one thing. So the consequences only for the customer is the dependency. But if I'm the customer, I may opt to qualify different supplier to mitigate this of dependency. So now this is more on depending on the customer service of each logistics provider. So that's where the other thing that your probably your account managers has to do. So, but it's an organization strategy. Conclusion: full turnkey solution is an ideal business model for customer who is looking for outsourcing, especially for customers that doesn't have any capital to spend or they don't have any resources to utilize to manufacture their products. Okay, so what's the value important? So these are the less time in development of products, ease of doing business, low cost or capex avoidance, product handling efficiency, and the best part is the supplier partnership. Okay, so recommendation. So most of the customers does this, which are the regular review of suppliers for business consistency. So just like McDonald's, they are reviewing uh, their franchises to make sure that the products or how they make the burger are consistent all throughout. No? Otherwise, there will be no consistency in their quality, and the images will be damaged. No? So that's what as simple as that one. What's the business review? Utilization of product lifecycle procedure system whenever or whatever there are changes that affects the product. This is just one control to make sure that your subcontractors are complying with your product. Okay. Outsourcing should be strategic and with importance. You don't do outsourcing unless otherwise you have a need. For example, excess capacity in your manufacturing. So you don't want to invest more um, equipment or facilities. So you do outsourcing. If you don't, another thing is that if you don't have the facilities, you look for an outsourcing, and then later on, if you want, you can do it in-house. But I don't think you will do that one because you will fall in love with outsourcing because it's easy to manage your manufacturing. Okay, uh, in if someone's doing it for you. Okay, unless otherwise, point of doing it. There's uh, no strategic on that one, or there are no one offering an outsourcing, or it's not, uh, it doesn't comply with your business flow. Okay, right? So that's a thing. So example here, there are in New Zealand, there are a lot of manufacturing in small scale. They don't have the capacity or the volume to attract outsourcing business model, okay, because they are small scale. So they might as well do it themselves, but with a minimum capital expenditures. So that's what outsourcing or full turnkey all about. Okay, so that's all for my presentation. I hope you like it. Thank you.